How your lack of self-love affects your relationships. Self-love is a concept that has become increasingly popular in recent years. It's the idea that we need to love ourselves before we can love others. Many people believe that self-love is important for our mental and emotional well-being, but it's also crucial for our relationships with others. In this article, we'll explore how your lack of self-love affects your relationships and what you can do to improve them. 1. Low self-esteem. Low self-esteem is a common symptom of a lack of self-love. When you don't love yourself, you're more likely to believe negative things about yourself. You may think that you're not good enough, smart enough, or attractive enough. This can cause you to feel insecure and unsure of yourself, which can be a major problem in relationships. If you don't love yourself, you may seek validation and approval from your partner. You may constantly ask for reassurance or seek out compliments. This can be exhausting for your partner, and it can put a strain on the relationship. Additionally, seeking validation from someone else is not a sustainable solution for building self-esteem. It's important to work on loving yourself so that you don't have to rely on others for validation. 2. Inability to set boundaries. When you don't love yourself, it can be difficult to set boundaries in your relationships. You may feel like you don't deserve to be treated with respect or kindness, so you let others walk all over you. This can lead to unhealthy relationships where your needs are not being met, and you're constantly sacrificing your own happiness for others. Setting boundaries is crucial for healthy relationships. It's important to communicate your needs and expectations to your partner, and to have the courage to walk away from a relationship that doesn't meet those needs. When you love yourself, you're more likely to prioritize your own well-being, and you're less likely to put up with behavior that doesn't serve you. 3. Codependency. Codependency is a common issue in relationships where one person is overly reliant on the other. When you don't love yourself, you may feel like you need someone else to complete you. You may rely on your partner for emotional support, validation, and a sense of purpose. This can be overwhelming for your partner, and it can lead to a codependent relationship that's not healthy for either of you. When you love yourself, you're able to have a healthy level of independence in your relationships. You're able to take care of yourself emotionally, and you don't rely on others to validate your worth. This allows you to have a more balanced relationship with your partner, where you're both able to support each other without feeling overwhelmed or suffocated. 4. Difficulty with vulnerability. Vulnerability is a crucial component of any healthy relationship. When you're vulnerable with your partner, you're able to build trust and intimacy. However, when you don't love yourself, it can be difficult to open up to others. You may fear rejection or judgment, or you may feel like you're not worthy of love and acceptance. Learning to love yourself can help you become more comfortable with vulnerability. When you love yourself, you're able to accept your flaws and imperfections, and you're less likely to fear rejection or judgment. This allows you to be more authentic and vulnerable with your partner, which can deepen your connection and strengthen your relationship. 5. Attracting unhealthy partners. Finally, when you don't love yourself, you may be more likely to attract unhealthy partners. You may be drawn to people who are emotionally unavailable, abusive, or manipulative. This is because you don't believe that you deserve better, and you don't have the self-respect to walk away from a bad situation. When you love yourself, you're more likely to attract healthy partners who treat you with respect and kindness. You're able to recognize red flags and walk away from relationships that don't serve you. This can help you build healthier, more fulfilling relationships in the long run. So, how can you improve your self-love and build healthier relationships? 1. Practice self-care. Take care of your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. This can include exercise, healthy eating, meditation, therapy, or anything else that helps you feel good about yourself. 2. Set boundaries. Communicate your needs and expectations to your partner, and have the courage to walk away from relationships that don't meet those needs. 3. Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself and treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer a good friend. 4. Build your self-esteem. Practice self-affirmations, focus on your strengths, and challenge negative self-talk. 5. Embrace vulnerability. Allow yourself to be vulnerable with your partner and open up about your fears and insecurities. In conclusion, your lack of self-love can have a significant impact on your relationships. It can lead to low self-esteem, an inability to set boundaries, codependency, difficulty with vulnerability, and a tendency to attract unhealthy partners. However, by practicing self-care, setting boundaries, building your self-esteem, embracing vulnerability, and practicing self-compassion, you can improve your self-love and build healthier relationships. Remember, loving yourself is not selfish, it's necessary for a fulfilling and happy life. It's important to remember that building self-love is a journey, and it takes time and effort. It's not something that can be achieved overnight, but rather something that needs to be practiced consistently. It's also important to seek support if you're struggling with building self-love. Therapy or counseling can be helpful in this process, as well as talking to trusted friends or family members. Ultimately, loving yourself is not only important for your own well-being, but it also impacts your relationships with others. When you love yourself, you're able to build healthier, more fulfilling relationships. You're able to set boundaries, communicate your needs, and attract healthy partners. So, take the time to invest in yourself and practice self-love. Your relationships, and your life, will thank you for it. It's also important to note that building self-love is an ongoing process. Even if you've made progress in the past, it's possible to slip back into old patterns of negative self-talk and self-sabotage. The key is to recognize when this is happening and take steps to address it. One way to maintain your progress in building self-love is to make it a priority in your daily life. This can mean setting aside time each day to practice self-care or engaging in activities that make you feel good about yourself. It can also mean prioritizing relationships that are supportive and positive, and distancing yourself from those that are toxic or draining. Another important aspect of building self-love is learning to embrace your imperfections. No one is perfect, and it's important to accept that you will make mistakes and have flaws. Rather than judging yourself harshly, try to practice self-compassion and remind yourself that it's okay to be imperfect. Lastly, it's important to remember that self-love is not a destination, but a journey. There will be ups and downs, but if you continue to prioritize your well-being and practice self-love, you will be able to build healthier, more fulfilling relationships with others and with yourself. In conclusion, the impact of self-love on relationships cannot be overstated. When we lack self-love, we tend to attract unhealthy relationships, struggle with setting boundaries, and have difficulty with vulnerability. However, by practicing self-care, setting boundaries, building self-esteem, embracing vulnerability, and practicing self-compassion, we can improve our self-love and build healthier relationships. It's important to remember that building self-love is an ongoing process, and requires effort and commitment. But the rewards of loving ourselves are immeasurable, and will positively impact all areas of our lives.